What's good, YouTube? And welcome to Presales for Darkwing Blast. When I refresh this page, Gamers Choice's presale prices should be up, so I'm going to say my thoughts heading into this because you all seem to like my live reactions, and instead of just reacting to it, I want to go in saying what I think things will be. First off, I think Spellbound will be grossly overhyped. I wouldn't blame them if they're trying to get the price of a box back out of it, because that secret rare on social media has taken off, people comparing it to Dimensional Barrier, so I do think a lot of presellers are going to go top heavy with it, and I would not be buying it at like 60 to 70. I think it'll be more like 30, 40, similar to like how Crossout Designator fell out after hype. It might see some play in formats, we'll see how it does. Immediately, TCG exclusives in the set have gotten a lot of hype behind it to where people are asking me on Darkwing Blast, should I buy the sealed? Should I get the singles? And the answer is most likely the singles, but let's see this estimated value pulled chop up by Gamer's Choice. Also, I do know going in, they'll only have 3 of the Starlights up because I talked to the owner asking if he knew what the others are, so we don't know what the import Starlight is or the final inset Starlight, so that's 2 Starlights missing from here. So them being waifus, I do expect them to be a little overpriced, but let's go ahead and refresh and get into Darkwing Blast. I am pretty excited. So I always go price high to low. Best selling, yeah, already Fenrir is up there. I expected that. $25 for an Ultra. That's painful, but a lot of these sets do end up having, you know, the Ultras on the high end. So that one's already revealed. Bistal Decor, it 180. I'll actually have to look through that after we see the singles. The waifus are all 250 or less with, wow, the Virtuous at just 200. Code What's Good 5 for 5% off and to support the channel directly, of course, makes these a little bit cheaper. And I am pretty surprised to see like this kind of chop up here. People are very excited for the Trap Mommy, and I do think the OCG will eat that off of our market a little as well, as they did with the one out of Mama, the set. No, that's Marvelous Maidens. Tama, we only get one crack at this, right? The sets are running Tactical Masters. I know, I remember Yu-Gi-Oh! And let's see what else is at the top end, more deck cores. We do have the Bistal Lubellion up here at Secret Rare. I remember the one everyone thought would be Secret bumped, was not, and will be easier to get. And Spellbound at 40 is very interesting. It seems like Gamer's Choice actually is in my mindset, but trying to get the top end, and they've been very, very fair in pre-sales. Like, they pretty much got robbed during the Megatons, but who expected short prints in the Megatons after years of not? Maybe somebody who's been screaming short prints from the top of their lungs, but also, I've got to say, consistently, like the Tearlament Field Spell at around 35, 40, it feels like they really do get into the groove of not being greedy, and not a single secret rare worth the value of a box on their pre-sales. I do think that's going to end up a little bit low. Now, yeah, Draco Slayers have a lot of hype going into it, so I did expect their highest rarity versions to end up there. $35 makes a bit of sense. Sprite Sprint around 30. People are going to want to update that deck, but Ishizu Tearlament taking over is just there. Ninja Deck Core at just 25 and Blackwing Deck Core at 30. You love to see. And the Fish Goatee Deck Core at 35. We'll click through and see the rarities. Alright, so World Sea Dragon at 25. I feel like that might be a little bit high, but people are looking forward to that card. Now, Fenrir. Yeah, the Ultras having money in the set, the Power of the Elements is similar, although they have 2 top-end secret rares. This makes a ton of sense because most people are going to be hunting this card, and we commonly talk about how the secret rares are the cards that had, you know, go from 8 to 10 different secret rares from the Eternity code change and how the ratio's up. Well, that happened with Ultra Rares also, I believe, going from 10 to 14 or something Ultra Rares per set. Half the sets are hollow now. That means a bump to the Ultras too, so Ultras are hard to get outside of the, you know, they used to short print ones like Dengirsu, so that might have been harder to get than Fenrir. Makes a lot of sense. Most people will want this, and it'll likely age well. It feels almost Aluberesque on how it's going to get better and better over time, but it's in the Ultra slot, so, you know, this as a secret rare would have been 75 probably, and you're getting the whole playset here early. I think other pre-sellers might actually end up trying to bump this to 30, so that's not a terrible pre-order. And then when we're looking through the rest, S Unicorn, also Ultra 13. Ooh, the deck is already stacking up a bit in price. Muckraker not putting the waifu up in price, $8. I was surprised to see this in the secret slot. Also Majesty's Pegasus at 10. Yeah, it really does feel like this set is going to end up very ultra heavy, similar to Power of the Elements, but not as crazy in prices as Power of the Elements. It feels like the last minute ring in of these exclusives and the rarity spreads. It's such a wild ride that we face. I actually want to find that Dharma trap. There it is. $8. I think, is it Ice Dragon Prison 2.0? Probably not, but it's a very good card. I could see this 15 down the line, but after pre-sales and settling and events, it could be anywhere, right? So 8's a pretty good dart on the dartboard from Gamer's Choice. I probably would have tried to do 10 or 12 if I had a site, so $8 does seem pretty good in the pre-sale range on that card. And again, the spotlight was completely stolen by Spellbound, which they have at 40. Let's go ahead and look through that Bistal deck core. You do get 3 of everything, including the secret rare, which they do have at 50, but everything else is super or lower besides the Ultra Albalos. Okay, so is it really worth it, or should you be piecing it out how you want to? Depends on your build and how you want to go for it. I really haven't tested that deck, but I know that it gets better and people are really hyping it up. So how they've really chopped up the value, I didn't see coming. It really feels like their estimated value pulled chop up is a bit weird, seeing nothing at the price of a box. Let's get to the second page. There we see more of the Fish Goatee stuff, more of the Bistal stuff. They're even pricing up the super rares, which really won't happen with any modern super. It feels like too much, but where is the value in this set with how they have it priced up? It's very interesting, isn't it? Like, I get that multiple secrets are higher, so they get the combo of secrets 2.4 per case. It really feels like they're doing the slimmest of margins. So if you want to shop these pre-sales, go over to Gamer's Choice, code What's Good 5 for 5% off, and to support the channel directly will work over there. We have a lot more to cover on Market Watch, so let's go ahead and get through it. The eternal rivals here on the Market Watch: Chamber Dragon made at $45 for the secret rare. The Starlight is starting to go back up. You have Parlor super rares up because you were allergic to gold rares, but the gold rares even are starting to rise. So be aware, Dragon Maid buyouts are here and there and everywhere, and it's kind of crazy. Fallen of Albaz is spiking up in price for the ultimate rare after coming down over some time, and you see that the lowest are now in the low mid 50s before it spikes up to 62. Very few sellers down here. And also Dogmatica Ecclesia. This went up from the ban list and the Dear Servant going to 3, but now it continues to climb. And my theory kind of is here that not only did it have the hype and traction from the ban list, but now you have an ultimate Aluber, so I think people are reaching backwards a little to complete their collections. Like, imagine a whole page in a binder of 3 Albaz, 3 Ecclesia, which you'd want to play 3 of each in respective decks, and then 3 Alubers. That's a pretty darn nice page of ultimate rares, although you can do it with Prismatic Secret Rare for 2 of them. I forget to what, isn't Albaz Ultra or something? So let's type that in. Live editing done cheap, so I don't boomer out, but I'm pretty sure it's an Ultra Rare out of the 10s, right? Yeah, there's the Ultra. It did not get a nice Prismatic Secret, only has a regular secret. It wouldn't match properly, but ultimate rare pages of all of them would be pretty good. So I think that continued hype isn't from metagame expectations or anything, but more of the collectible aspect of, oh, hey, Aluber, time to get these before, you know, it goes up further or things get crazier. And I think long-term, probably not the best hold, considering it has to fight its Starlight Rare, but also mid-max options way, way, way cheaper than the Starlight Rare, right? Then we have Pendulum hype. Master Beast Cerberus is going lower on its quantities once again and slowly trekking up in hype. And then you have Jackal actually not moving so much. So it seems like a lot of more people are on Cerberus this time, and Jackal only has its 2 printings versus 3 of these. So if you are interested in these cards, they're still under $5, but very low in quantities, especially for Cerberus. I might get it sooner than later using that TCG player link in the description down below, costing you nothing extra to support the channel directly for the cards you'd already be buying. Excuse me, my allergies are terrible today. Texas has dried out a very good amount, and I am hoping for rain at some point. Boom Buku! Also, the Draco Slayers being here finally, seeing another round of low quantities, higher prices. That's going to happen whenever the set finally gets here. It's, oh, okay, I'll finally get it. And people end up spending way too much money on their cards. Ice Jade, Tremora. Only one take on this. We had to do a live reaction market watch, right? Ice Jade Tremora is up in price here again from the Ice Jade reveals. It's a spike that I missed from back over there. I didn't really bother to look, and it's not up all that much, still under $5, but again, you see those cycles of, oh, it's almost here, and then depending on how the hype translates, it can go up further. Maybe a $7 to $8 card in the future, but I'm not holding my breath on that. And finally, Chaos Space is getting looked up a lot and talked about a lot with the Bistal deck here, finally. It's so weird to pay attention to OCG names and then go there. But Bistal mixes pretty well with Chaos Space, and people are looking at it as a draw card with it, and a lot of people's attention is over there, and it is slowly coming back up in price, lower in quantities, and doesn't have a reprint and doesn't seem to be on Konami's reprint radar, so it might be something you want to get if you are considering the deck sooner than later as well. Thanks for watching today's Market Watch, and I know I took a bit of time on pre-sales, but I really did want to soak it in and see how things were. Gamer's Choice shocking as usual. Like, I would do my own estimated value pulled chop up differently. I would think I'd be winning if I put this at 50 and they just came out blowout, didn't even buy into the hype. I love how they don't look at the market with greed. Yes, as they sell out of things, they tend to go up in price. People are like, oh, it's already sold out, or oh, the price is already bumped. But as they sell out, they're trying to retain just a little bit of stock through the day till other pre-sellers go up. So it's completely understandable how they try to lean into it. And I do wonder what the final Starlight rares will be to see if they're justified in this lower estimated value chop up, because 3 waifu Starlights at, you know, the 250 and under mark, and they're all actually being looked up. Very, very interesting calls by Gamer's Choice. Again, I would have been greedier with my own prices. Thanks for watching again, and what are you getting from the pre-sales? Or are you skipping them and waiting for things to come out? But what are you getting from the set, period? Let me know in the comment section down below.